Emily has promised to beat at least the first level.
We're going to try this one. I'm already here. You know
I think they're about the same difficulty, so I don't think it matters.
Emily just sucks.
I mean, as long as you know.
Thank you.
And I have to censor that.
Oh, yeah. It's not even a minute. My bad, Chief.
It's been like 10 seconds. It's all good.
Damn it.
So, did I ever tell you about the Ultimate comics that are going on right now?
The Ultimate Comics?
Like the Ultimate Marvel?
No.
Okay. So, we're about to get into it, okay?
Oh, good God.
So, Ultimate Marvel right now, the Ultimate Universe was made way back in the day, okay?
Okay.
And it's where Miles Morales comes from, okay? And the idea, like Spider-Verse, the idea was what if Marvel heroes kind of existed in our world where a little bit more grounded? Because like DC was always kind of a bit more grounded, but Marvel would get into like crazy stuff.
Okay.
Crazy power scaling. So they kind of made one that was a bit more realistic. And it was really good. And then that universe got destroyed. Okay? Mm-hmm. Miles Morales was the only one who made it out. Well, there's a evil Reed Richards, evil Mr. Fantastic, who he is basically, he went to this new Ultimate Universe and decided he was going to reshape it to be like his ideal universe because of all the things he went through. Okay. So he takes that Reed Richards, he kills all the Fantastic before they ever exist, takes that Reed Richards and decides to turn him into Dr. Doom. So Mr. Fantastic is now Dr. Doom. He does not have any powers. And this universe is wild because like Howard Stark is Iron Man.
Okay.
Instead of Tony. Peter is like 35. He's a reporter. And his comic is so good because he walks. So he's like, he's like 35, right?
Okay.
No powers. He's got beard. He looks sexy as fuck. He does. He looks handsome. He's got like this like hipster thing going on. He's got glasses, beard. He's married, has 2 kids named Richard and May. Richard for his father, May for his aunt. And in every iteration of his daughter has always been named. Good job. You and that butt bounce, girl. Remember, square lets you float, I think. Triangle lets you roll fast if you need to remember the controls.
Hey, buddy, I got it. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. You said you got it, but then you died, so I was just making sure.
Well, I'm trying to, like, avoid that.
I know. So anyway.
It's okay. I deserved it.
So all we know at the beginning of this comic is, and these comics are kind of out of order, but all we know at the beginning of this comic is that there was an explosion at Stark Tower. Okay? We'll just keep that in mind.
Okay.
So anyway, so as the comic goes on, he goes into the Bugle. All right? He's got on his duster, his handsome face, whatever. J. Jonah Jameson's in there and yelling, "Parker!" And he doesn't really say anything back. And he just walks past him, and JJ is like, "Oh, hey, Peter. There's some stuff going on right now. Your uncle wants to see you." His uncle works for the Bugle. His uncle's not dead. So he goes in there, and JJ wasn't yelling at Peter. He was yelling at Tough Tushy. You got the testicles. He was yelling for Ben. So he goes back there, and Ben's kind of talking to him like, "Hey, how's it going?" And you know, they kind of talk shop a little bit, and JJ and Ben are actually like best friends.
Okay.
Okay. And eventually, Jameson pulls Peter aside and is like, "You need to talk to Ben." And he's like, "About what?" "You're one of his best friends." He goes, "I'm one of his best friends, but you know him better than I do. You need to talk to him because he won't talk about what's happened." And Peter's like, "Okay." So he pulls him aside and goes, "So how you been holding up?" He's like, "How do you think I've been holding up?" And he's like, "Well, you haven't really talked about it." He's like, "What's there to talk about? I'm not the only one who lost somebody that day. The Stark Tower exploded. Anthony Stark seemingly killed a whole bunch of people in a terrorist attack, and May died. What's there to talk about?" So May's dead and has died recently. Okay?
Okay.
So basically, they kind of move on from that, and he kind of gives him some tough love where he's just like, you know, "I don't know what you want from me." And Peter's like, "I don't know. I've just been kind of struggling myself. You ever feel like your purpose in life isn't what it is? Like you aren't doing what you're supposed to?" And he's like, here's my thing. I'm an older man. I can pick up and I can restart my life whenever I want to. I don't have a wife anymore. I don't have kids. You know, we did our best to raise you, but you're not a boy anymore. I can do whatever I want. And he's like, so, you know, if you don't feel like what you're doing in your life is what you're supposed to be doing, then start doing something else. And Peter's like, okay. And he kind of thinks about that. And there's a reason he asked that, and we'll get back to it. So anyway, there's a leadership change, or not a leadership change. There's a change in how the news is being done at the Daily Bugle, because the owner of the Bugle has decided that he wants to see some changes. He wants to take a more hands-on approach. And basically, we learned that the owner of the Bugle is Kingpin. And he doesn't like the way that Ben's telling the truth. He wants it to be more positive to him and stop, you know, whatever. And he's like, Ben, if you don't like it, you can leave. And Ben smiles and just walks out the door. Going back to what he said with Peter, I can restart my life at any time. And Kingpin looks at J. Jonah Jameson and is like, hey, if you want promotion, it's there. And JJ's just like, no. And he leaves too. They both quit. And they decide they're going to start their own paper. And Ben's like, we're going to tell the truth. And JJ's like, well, you know, the truth doesn't sell. And Ben says, okay, then we at least won't lie. And so they're going to start their own paper. They tell Peter, you know, we have a job. And Peter's like, do you have money? And he's like, we can't pay you, but you'll be having a better, you know, you'll be doing something better with your life. And he's like, well, I have 2 kids and a wife. I can't just not get paid, but I'll, you know, how about this? We'll trade secrets. And he's like, sounds good. So anyway, Peter goes home. May's there. She's like, welcome home, Tiger, all that stuff. His kids are playing. His kids are like 5 and maybe 2 or 3. May's the older one. And she's playing with this crystal ball. And Peter says, that's not a toy. And she's like, sorry, Dad. And he takes it from her, and he goes outside, and he plays this holographic message. And it's Iron Man, but it's Tony Stark Iron Man. It's not Howard Stark Iron Man. And it basically says, your life was stolen from you. I'm here to give it back. You good? Mm-hmm. Okay. I know I'm just kind of talking at you right now, but you're trying to figure this out.
You're fine. I'm listening.
Okay. So anyway, so he says, I want to give it back. I've sent out 6 orbs back in time from 6 months from now. I hope you'll accept. I did not blow up the tower. I did not do that. That was orchestrated to make me look bad. I hope that in 6 months we will meet. And Peter opens the orb, and it explains, in this orb is a radioactive spider that should have been yours. It should have bitten you to give you powers. There is also a suit made with Stark tech. I hope to see you soon, Peter Parker. And he lets the spider bite him. So now he is 35 years old and just now learning. And so he's kind of, it's really funny because it's like he's a teenager again, where it's just how dumb and naive he is. And he's running around, and he sees this guy breaking into a prison. And, or not a prison, sorry. He sees this guy breaking into a bank. And he's like, come on, man, like, what are you doing? And the guy's like, oh, you know, like, I've been really hard on my luck lately, and, you know, things have been hard with the economy, and I'm just trying to make my way just like everybody else. And he's like, yeah, just, you know, put down the gun, put down the bag, you know, just go home. And he's like, by the way, what's your name, friend? What do they call you? And the guy goes, Shocker, and just shocks the shit out of him and leaves. Which is a callback, because Shocker was actually one of his first original villains. But this is all like modern day. Also, the suit he's wearing is like black because, yeah, it's a plain black suit. So he runs up into the guy again like the next night. And the guy's like, oh, man, you know, I got to pay for my kids. Like, I'm sorry that it was like a fear response, blah, blah, blah. And Peter's like, that's okay. That's okay. You know, we all make mistakes. Like, I would really like to just give you a chance. And the guy goes, man, you fell for that? And shocks him again. So the third time they meet, Peter actually beats him up and takes him to the police.
As he should. Go off, King.
Yeah. So,
oh, man, you fell for that? I would have crashed out.
Oh, yeah. You're an idiot. Because, again, he's just so naive. Like, he's never had to deal with criminals. He's interviewed a couple maybe, but... So, it cuts to later on, he's going after Black Cat, who happens to be a man in this story instead of a woman. And I think the idea of why he's a man is because Peter Parker doesn't need a second love interest because he's married to Mary Jane.
Okay.
So it's just kind of like, yeah, he doesn't need Black Cat to be a woman. It would be like if Batman was married to like Talia al Ghul, which is Damian Wayne's mom. They might make Catwoman a man in some iteration. But Selena Kyle is actually his true love interest, so they shouldn't do that. But anyway, so he's going after this guy, Black Cat, and sees this other guy there on a glider also fighting Black Cat. And it's a young man, and he's like in a full, green and purple suit fighting Black Cat. Got him strung up and everything. And after they kind of deal with it, and they thought that if only one of them had gone after him, they would have died, but this fighting together there would have stopped him. And the guy looks at him, hits a button on his suit, and Peter's mask comes off. And he's like, whoa, what the hell? And he's like, oh, yours is Stark Tech too. Mine is as well. It's a suit from my godfather, or from my godfather's company. And we find out that he's Harry Osborn. Norman and Howard were best friends and had a joint company. Norman is still dead though. So there is no like evil Green Goblin. So then they kind of get to talking, and they're like, well, we need to go talk to somebody about how to work these suits because, this is like this is a combination of Oscorp and Stark Tech. And Harry's like, there's a guy that worked for my dad. He could probably reverse engineer these. His name's Octavius. And so they go to talk to him, and he's like helping them reverse engineer their suits and control them. And what's really cool is there's an AI built into them. And Octavius asks Harry, like, well, what you can have it have any voice, and it'll act like the person you want it to act like based off of like, your memories of them and things like that. Who do you want yours to be? And he says, I would really like to talk to my dad. And so he's like, all right, yours will be based off Norman. And he looks at Peter and he's like, who do you want yours to be? He goes, I'd actually really like to talk to myself. And he's like, okay, yours will be based off of you, based on your neural pathways. Well, what ends up happening is Harry's suit starts kind of goading him, calling him weak whenever they do like scrimmage battles with each other. Mm-hmm. And he's like, you're weak. If you were stronger, then you would have done that, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of like an AI version of like the goblin voice that Norman used to hear. Ooh. And then Peter's starts behaving more and more like him, almost as if it wants to be him. Like, for example, whenever Peter's like, I have to go to the kid's birthday party, it says, tell them I said happy birthday. Like, it's really important to me. You tell them that. Here's the creepy thing. Peter's AI voice is black with white lettering, and there's only one other character in Marvel that has black with white lettering, and that's Venom. So basically, instead of being a symbiote, it's going to be AI. Ooh. So it's a really cool story that's going on right now. There's a bunch of other stuff with like the other universe, Mr. Fantastic, and how he's tortured people, and he's like rebuilt the Illuminati, and they're staging.
Not the Illuminati.
The Illuminati is pretty prevalent in Marvel, but they are. They remember Triangle to get through that quickly. Triangle is your role.
I just wish I hadn't pressed it. Now I know that it's because I pressed it.
Yeah. But he rebuilt the Illuminati, and he like put different superpowered beings in charge of different countries so that way they can have like fake wars and fake bad guys. Damn. But that's a whole thing. But like for Black Panther, like T'Challa's father, he's still alive. T'Challa is not yet king. T'Chaka? Is that his name?
Close enough.
I think so. But
fuck, it's still pressed.
But yeah, no, it's really cool. And it's still ongoing, and it's kind of crazy, but it is just kind of like, it's a different style of origin for these heroes. And I'm like, I want to see this in a movie. I told Annie about it. I talked to her about the entire thing for like 2 hours one night. I bet you did. She was into it. She was like, what? Because she's like, I don't read comics.
Fair. And I do have to admit, it does sound pretty darn cool.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't even need like a
hell.
live action version of this. If they did this like Spider-Verse where they like destroyed Miles' universe and then remade the Ultimate Universe and did a whole thing.
That was stupid. Okay, I just gotta do this. Prop!
That's okay. You're good.
I'm gonna literally fucking crash out.
Don't crash out.
I'm gonna crash out.
Was
it really worth it?
Yeah, you got Pac-Man.
Thanks. I feel like this is a oops-a-daisies, because how did I get back?
I hope people enjoyed that tangent, because Emily literally was just like, I'm going to just lock in and focus while he just goes off. And
I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
How did I get back?
I think you just got to jump the gap over here. Yep.
I think it's this button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's really cool. It just started, and what's cool is like the months that these comics come out is the months that they take place in. So if like it comes out in August, it takes place in August. But this is all kind of a precursor to what I'm going to talk to you about in the next episode, and it's not going to be as long because I haven't read all the comics. But DC is doing DC is doing its own kind of style Ultimate Universe where they retell all the origins and have like a more realistic depiction of all the heroes. Oh. Nice, that was clean.
Thanks.
And it's called the Absolute series. Absolute Batman's design I don't love, but I'm loving his story so far. So
okay, I think it saved everything, didn't
it? Yes, you have Pac-Man at the bottom.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm trying to hit this corner. Fuck. Okay.
But yeah, no, animated universe of the Ultimate Universe would be so cool.
Fair. I think I'm just gonna drop it.
How's that not dropping a rock?
Because it was that.
Oh, like I triggered that.
Mm-hmm. Stop hurting me. I need to lock in.
Is this the ending?
I fucking hope so.
Hang on though. You were this close last time. That's how close you were to finishing this level last time we did this.
I don't want to talk about it.
You want to talk about it?
No.
Are you sure?
I had to lock in, Damien.
You just need to hear about a bunch of Spider-Man stuff.
I think it honestly did help. Oh, give me all that. Yeah, I want it. Hell yeah.
Those bells sounded like the opening to Futurama. That doom 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 doom
Why,
doom
Chief?
doom doom.
Wee. Wink, wink. Lock in.
Is crash out the opposite of lock in?
Probably. I'm gonna have to go on the other side to do all the stuff on the other side. Yeah, give me all the bananas.
Title of this episode, Damien rants about Marvel while Emily locks in.
Do it!
Something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. 50% of the time when I say I'm going to title an episode something ends up being not the title.
Yeah, you never do it.
I do sometimes.
I peeped it.
I do it sometimes.
Peeping. Oh, wait. How do I get... Oh, I think I have to go in the middle
You
once
have to
I'm
fall.
done.
Yeah. You only got 2 seconds anyway. Get the testicles.
Look
at him scratch his little head. His awful eyebrows.
He's so cute, though. All right, let's see if I can gamble properly this time, too.
Oh, also.
What's up?
They start seeing Spider-Man on the news. Okay? And go ahead and do your gambling. Mayday is afraid of him because he just looks like this scary black guy swinging around.
Mm.
And Peter comes home one day still in the suit, and she had like stayed up, and she sees him, and she freaks out, and he goes, "Wait, don't scream! I'll give you ice cream." And she looks up, and he takes off his mask, and she's like, "Oh, okay, it's you. So I'm not scared anymore." She's like, "But you need to change your suit. Like it's black and it's scary." And he's like, "Okay, I'll change my suit." And they go over a whole bunch of designs, and it's cool because each design they come up with is like a callback to an actual suit he's had in the other comics. And then they end up just going with the classic red and blue. You'll get this one day. And then you'll be like, I don't even care.
He's like, today's not the day.
Today's probably not the day.
Mm-mm. Okay. I don't know why I did it.
All quiet on the green while Emily locks the fuck in.
Emily's not locking in at all.
And fine. She misses it. She got a bogey. Sure. Golf class.
Stress hit my vape. Yeah.
I thought you were trying to knock that off.
And then...
and then life happens.
No, really what happened was them pouches were cutting my lip, like on the inside.
Yeah.
And I was like, not worth it. Part of me kind of thinks I should do also in the same episode the other level.
Not in the same episode. I think we should just do the one.
I wish he can flip off.
He just raises his little mitten like he just does arm into the elbow. So I think it's a good place to end that because I also want to talk about the DC stuff. So we'll do that next episode.
Oh my god, how exciting!
Oh my god,
I'm just gonna keep on ranting. Should I do the other one?
No, you should keep it with the ruins area. That way you can get to the boss sooner.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, well, everyone, lock in with me on the next episode too.
Lock in with us,
please, Damien. Lock in and talk about DC.
Yeah. No, trust me, you're gonna like this.
I'm probably going. I do like DC. As much as I love Marvel, I wish that DC movies were like 12 times better than what they actually are.
Oh yeah,
half the time because DC
Superman can be gritty, or no, Batman can be gritty. Superman should not be gritty.
Yeah,
except for like maybe the one story here and there. But
you're not this angsty Superman.
Yeah, exactly. Like I love Henry Cavill, but I think he would have been so much better as like the big blue Boy Scout than he was with this guy.
Henry Cavill should have been fucking Wolverine, but here we are.
He's too big. Wolverine's supposed to be short.
I loved that. I loved it so much when Deadpool, and he was just like,
the cavalry.
We just want to let you know that this feels right.
We'll treat you better than they did.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you so much for watching. We love you. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and all that awesome stuff. And I'm going to talk about Absolute Batman in the next episode. So
bye, guys.
Thank you. Goodbye.